The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, happy New Year, and welcome back to Last Call, where tonight, as we drag ourselves into another year, we start to get nostalgic, especially for an era that was a little less wokey and a little bit more cokey. Our entertainment wasn't just limited to streaming remakes of postmodern deconstructionism of our favorite franchises, but the new medium of cable TV was revolutionizing the way we consumed our music, turning it into a visual experience, fueled by amphetamines. Lots and lots of it. We're going back to the 80s to look at some music videos that turn the entertainment industry on its ear. So settle in, top off your glasses, tell me what you're sipping on, and maybe what your favorite song of the 80s is. And we'll roll out this Canarble Wagon right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Pacelli and welcome. So glad you're here. So those of you that tuned in last night to Netters Network, I kind of monopolized it because, sometimes when you have certain guests, I get all excited.
Well, the thing is, it was a chill stream.
It was kind of a chill
because
stream.
my guest couldn't make it. There was a family emergency, and Jerker Voice popped in, and he's like, I'm available now. It's like, well, come on in.
Last night, he was doing a shot of Jameson, and I said, oh, that looks really good. I think I'm going to have some Jameson. You can still see the frost on the glass. You can see my fingerprints in the frost because I had it in the freezer, and it is so smooth. And whenever I have a bourbon or a whiskey, you know what I like to play.
Quality is our legacy. Handcrafted, barrel aged. Go ahead, you deserve it. Glenn Gooley, for the best of times.
No, it's Glenn Gooley, of course, for those of you that remember Archer, right? Phrasing, it's from that, absolutely. So that beautiful voice that you're hearing in the background is, of course, my bouncer, my business partner, and the better looking of the two of us. Netter of Netters Network. How you doing, my dear? And what are you sipping?
I'm doing okay. I mean, I managed to get through the week. It's next week. I'm not looking forward to, because that means like my boss and the rest of the office are back from holiday and I have to deal with them. That means, we have team meetings and one-on-ones. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I don't like doing one-on-ones.
I don't like
I always feel like I have to come up with something to talk about. And it's like, really, just leave me alone to do my job.
I know.
I've told her so many times, like, if I have any questions or issues, I will let you know.
Yep.
We don't need to do this.
Any questions, I will ask.
Yeah, I'm not going to say them up for the week. So, so next Thursday, I have to have my one-on-one.
This is why we do this, to decompress from the week and to drink.
Yes, and I didn't make my Netter's Nectar, and I was going to, and I forgot.
Well, why don't you go ahead and do that while I bring in the designated driver, because I think we're going to need one tonight. Aged Boomer, how you doing, my friend, and what are you sipping?
I'm doing fine. I've got some Coke here, not the snorting variety, the drinking variety.
You caught my joke there, right?
Yes, because it was the 80s, man.
It was Tom Connor's joke. Well, I was rewatching the videos that we're going to be talking about tonight, and I was putting together, a description, and I realized that the last one that I'm doing, as I'm trying to put together the description, I'm like, this is the most bizarre ass thing I can possibly narrate. And I'll be doing it at the end of the stream when I'm full of Jameson. This is going to be brilliant. They had to be on coke when they came up with some of that stuff. I got to tell you. Anyway.
There's some weird stuff we're discussing tonight, and I had to narrow mine down. I had a few contenders, but for this time, I have 3 picked, and you have 3 picked. We can always do this again someday, though. So
one of the things we almost certainly will. One of the things that I can say is, we joke about it being the drug-addled 80s, high on amphetamines and, lack of inhibitions. But that kind of did contribute to the art. We had a lot of people doing a lot of crazy stuff, and we never would have gotten that if it was a bunch of corporate suits going, well, we can only do what we've done before because, blah, 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 being safe. So, but we will get to all of that. First thing I want to get to, of course, though, is all of you in the chat. Starting with Jesse Green, 619, acceptable in the 80s. It was acceptable at the time. Da-da. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And on my channel, it's still acceptable. Welcome, my friend. Hail to the chat. Hail to Last Call. Hail to you. Birdwoman of YouTube, Connie Cleary, welcome, welcome. CK, the longest running superhero RPG on Earth. Greetings, my friend. Sporting that Mon-El S. Those of you that are really into the comic books know why I say that from that particular version of the S symbol. Hail JPRPH1, who is saying, hello everyone, with the Canarble Wagon, the Fedora, the Mumbler, and the logo. Thank you, my friend, because you are a channel member. Actually, a lot of you guys are channel members. I just forget when you don't drop those emojis. That's why I drop the emojis. Saying hi to each other, that's always so awesome. And hail to you, Curtis Selby. You've had some great streams this week. Make sure you check out his channel, everybody. Big Al of Big Al Presents. We'll be hanging out with him tomorrow over on Netter's channel as we watch Fame. Great musical film. That was the era where... it was I think maybe the last decade of good musical films. We've had a few, but they have been the exception rather than the rule lately. Have a great stream, my friends. ZZ Top Legs was a fave of mine. We'll probably do that some week, and we will definitely be coming back to this topic. I have no doubt. Actually, saw Peter Gabriel's So Tour. I'm glad you bring that up because that is literally the album we will be talking about tonight. Big Tony Levin fan. Great concert. Good. Well, then you're going to love my notes on, you guys saw the thumbnail, so mine aren't a secret. You'll hear my notes on Sledgehammer. Absolutely. Let's see. This is the world we live in. Yeah, okay. You guys are already getting in there. Matanui, good to see you, my friend. Hi, he says. Simple hi is always good. Happy Friday to you as well, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Make sure you are subscribed to his channel, too. That's a good channel. Space Fraggles here, which reminds me, all of y'all that have, and not only Space Fraggle, but Lester San Jose. All of you who have requested copies of the Star Wars Holiday Special, those are going out on Monday. Thank you so much to my channel members who are interested enough to and check those discs out, because there is the full version, on the first disc. The second one is the fan edit, the Thank the Maker edit, which you guys all watched with us last November. And then there's a third disc that's got a bunch of little shorts that are a lot of fun. You might want to check out and tell me if that isn't a great little Life Day surprise for all of y'all.
Yeah.
And
your mail room will get those put together over the weekend.
My mail room will get those taken care of this weekend. Absolutely, to go out on Monday. Jesse Guajardo, salute, my friend. Good to see you. And I'm going to be careful not to miss anybody, like Deleted Scenes, one of my VIPs, him along with Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. You guys are You guys are the backbone of keeping this channel going. Let me tell you, there are weeks when I go, do I want to keep doing this YouTube thing? Well, I guess I gotta, because these guys are paying me, for crying out loud. And then there's FKHC 2005, whom we lovingly know as Tim. Tim, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see here. And Samuel Proctor, welcome, my friend. Welcome. Good to see you. Leia Plus Size, good to see you. Troy, I hope there is some Duran Duran videos in this discussion. You can't have 80s videos without Duran Duran. Well, we may revisit not only this particular topic, but Duran Duran, especially later this year, as we will be having Michael French back to talk about James Bond.
Yes.
Duran Duran did a great James Bond theme that we will almost certainly be talking about. Sashi from the land of, well, at this time of day, sunshine, I believe. Welcome, Sashi. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. And
I think I got caught up on all my hi sweeties in the chat. If I missed you, please let me know, because I don't want to miss anybody.
Robert Palmer's Simply Irresistible would be problematic these days.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we did talk about that video back when I had was it Culture Casino that I had on? I think it was Culture Casino when I did The Return of Bruno. And I was talking about they do a parody of Simply Irresistible with him doing the what's it called? From the Blues Brothers, Gun, the
Peter Gunn
theme. That's what it was on the harmonica.
I'm gonna go make my drink.
And he's surrounded by the girls, clearly in an homage to pastiche of Robert Palmer. Favorite Duran Duran video? Hungry Like the Wolf, Rio. Is there something I should? Let me tell you,
Barbarella.
Hungry Like the Wolf. Okay, so for me, Hungry Like the Wolf, Union of the Snake. Those songs were real popular as I was getting into Dungeons and Dragons, and the Union of the Snake made it into a D&D adventure that I did at that time. There's also, look for it out there if you haven't seen it before. Bruce Campbell does this great parody of Hungry Like the Wolf. It was a commercial for, I want to say Old Spice, but I'm not positive. Look for it. He does it in that lounge singer type style. It's actually quite funny. In fact, we can't listen to Hungry Like the Wolf on the radio without Netter and I both kind of breaking into the Bruce Campbell version. Let's see here. Everyone's saying hi to Netter. I don't blame you. She's hot. I would talk to her all day if I didn't have to stream with you guys once in a while. You need a whole show to music videos of Duran Duran. Wow, okay, I get it. You are a Duran Duran fan.
Leia, there will be no Duran Duran videos tonight. I'm sorry.
The Power Station, yes. Well, remember, we only got 3 videos each. And I'm not even doing my favorite 3 songs of the 80s. I'm doing, for me, I did 3 videos that I felt were very pivotal in the medium of the music video. We'll talk about it as we get into it. Oh, thank you so much, Space Fraggle. We love your show, Troy, and your co-hosts, Netters and Aged Boomer. Thank you so much. And I'm going to be having some other co-hosts later in the year that I think you guys will love, especially some returning guests. I've already mentioned a few of them. Troy, the best traveling music were the 80s, like Men at Work. I Come From a Land Down Under.
That almost made it on my list, Jesse. I was so
We did
close.
one last time, though, too. What was it? It was the Mark Knopfler.
No, you're thinking of Men Without Hats, Safety Dance.
No. That's not the one I'm thinking of. It was it Money for Nothing? Money for Nothing was the one we did last time, right? Because I was gonna do it again this time. I'm like,
That was Dire
wait.
Straits, I thought.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's Dire Straits.
I almost said Land from the Down Under. I almost said it, Jesse. Maybe next time.
Yeah. Girls on Film was my favorite Duran Duran song. That was a good song. Kind of an underrated song, actually. It wasn't as big as some of the other ones. There you go. Fair enough. Bruce Campbell's. Oh, there you go. Big Al dropped the video for you. That's why you got the blue wrench, my friend. You are wonderful. And there's PJ of Orville Nation dropping a super sticker. Let me real quick see what that super sticker is. I have to go to the YouTubes in order to see it because that's how it works. Fist bump. He's giving me the fist bump. How awesome is that? That is great. You guys are wonderful.
Is that a chicken or a pigeon or something?
No, I don't. I think it's an aerobic gourd. I'm not really positive what it is.
All right, it looks fun.
It looks like a gourd wearing a headband, which I think kind of fits the 80s, the whole Olivia Newton-John physical thing, right? Oh, thank you. Orville Nation dropped one too. This is let's see. This is number one. It's the foam finger. Thank you, my friend. That's great.
Well, at least he's not giving you a different finger.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he gave me that finger, I would understand that too. That's somebody else's joke though, that I don't need to, anyway.
Okay, now I'm two-fisting it and drinking a Netter's Nectar too.
There you go. So rum and pineapple juice.
Yep.
Thank you again, Orville Nation. $5 super sticker. This one is, what is it? Try
again. It's a game controller.
Try again. Oh, there you go. See that one? I got to send that one to you, actually. That one's obviously yours.
Oh, please.
But you think we should get into it?
If you want, why not the getting's good. Want me to bring it into, there we go. 80s videos.
So let me you may already have a way you want to set the stage, but the thing I wanted to say was, at least with my three, and I kind of said this a little bit in my intro, the music of the 80s, every decade is special, especially to the people that grew up in it, and have nostalgia for it. But the 80s was at a pivotal time when media was changing. We've talked about this before on both of our channels, talking about cable TV. Cable TV started in the 80s. Well, I guess it actually started in the 70s, but it wasn't really, ubiquitous until the 80s. And it changed the way, we've talked about how it changed the theater experience, how after seeing a film at the theater, you would expect to eventually see it on cable. And then with the release of home recorders, VHS, Betamax, and so forth, you started to have the ability to own those films. Well, you'd rent them first because they were too expensive when they first came out. But then you could buy the tapes and then later the DVDs and so forth. We've done whole streams on that as well. But one of the things that cable TV did is something that you see, maybe not so much on streaming, but you definitely see it on YouTube. Two things. One, you had a channel that was dedicated to music. It was like Mead Radio is what it basically was like. And you would just tune in and you would listen to music, usually of a particular genre, all day, commercial free. You just put it on, nice. And it was 60s music, 70s music, 50s music, movie soundtracks. It was actually, a better example would be like Sirius FM, or no, what is it? The satellite, I guess it's SM, isn't it? It's Sirius SM or whatever. They've got the channels for music, and it's just straight no commercials or whatever. Same basic thing on cable. All your basic cable channels, they had like channels dedicated to just music. But then there were several, but there was only two that most people remember: MTV and VH1. They were channels dedicated to music videos. So you would not only get music, but they were now starting to put them in video format. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. You guys all know what music videos are, but you got to remember that before the 80s, they didn't really exist. I mean, they kind of did to a certain extent, and some of those were preserved and then played, in retro things on MTV and whatnot. But why David Bowie was making music videos in the 70s before cable came around, I have no idea. But, it was what it was. So anyway, take it away, Age of Boomer. I'm going to refill my drink.
So my first pick for tonight is, drum roll please,
Brrr.
Putting on the Ritz by Taco, which is a cover,
Yes.
I believe, of the Irving Berlin song, right?
It absolutely is. In fact, he changes
twist.
the lyrics a little bit, yeah.
With an 80s twist. I love. This was a Dutch music art, Dutch new wave artist, I believe.
Died very young, very tragically too.
And he, what's fascinating about this is that he's all dusted up, in the video. Got the collar, got the cane. Oh, thank you, Space Fraggle.
Absolutely. Is that the? I'm missing.
What are you looking at there?
There it is. It's where is it? Maybe I brought this one up before.
Disappeared, man.
I'm not seeing it on the YouTube.
I'm not seeing it either. Oh well.
But it's still here. I still see it. Thank you very much, Space Fraggle. Just because I can't see it doesn't matter, because obviously you're just doing it to support, because you are just that wonderful.
Anyway, for some reason I think of New Year's when I think of this song. I don't know why. But he's out about on the town, and of course there are all these homeless people around him, right?
I get that. I get what you're saying. The putting on the Ritz does seem like, look, that's when you want to get all gussied up, go out, do the town,
Yes.
Except maybe this year. Maybe this year would have been a good year to stay home, I think.
Yeah. But this came out in 82.
It was a Karate Fox. That's what he was saying. Okay, thank you, my friend. I super appreciate it.
And it came out in 82, and it's a synth pop cover version of Putting on the Ritz. Released on a single, and the album it was released on was After 8, released by RCS in the US, and apparently, but this is the alternative version, which eliminates certain characters that would not be considered very PC by today's standards, though he was probably.
Yeah. I know.
Go ahead.
I was going to say also, I have a particular fondness for this song, because right around the time this song was coming out, on MTV and in video and so forth, I was doing the did you say it was Irving Berlin?
I believe that was the original artist. I'll double check on that though. But yeah.
I was doing that version in a variety show at my grade school. And like, full top hat, tux, cane, the whole bit. So I thought it was pretty cool when they were doing the synth pop version of it. Culture, my friends. I was exposed to it at a young age. Parochial school. I do thank my parents for that. It was a worthwhile education, and I that started my love of theater, and good stuff. I love that tune. Also, he mixes it with, he's singing Putting on the Ritz, and then during he goes into an instrumental interlude, and then he breaks into gotta dance, gotta dance.
It says that this cover
from isn't that from Singing in the Rain? I believe
it might be. I know that Singing in the Rain was another song he did, but I know that there's apparently this cover featured mixings of other Berlin songs like White Christmas, Alexander's Ragtime Band, There's No Business Like Show Business, like that pops in there. You may hear that in the background. So
nice. Yeah, so he was definitely doing the homage. And this was the kind of thing that, my grandparents really didn't have the ear for my music. They didn't want to hear anything with a synthesizer. I think if I had forced my grandfather to listen to it, he'd have been like, "Oh, okay." Okay,
he would have thought that was okay.
This. Yeah.
The video does get weird at the end, though. It gets all.
It does. Well, the whole video actually is pretty weird. If you
like, I don't know, is this painting a loving homage to the original music or not? I can't tell because it's got a kind of dark. It almost has like a dark feel to it with this guy all gussied up, and then like there are all these poor people around him as he's walking around, and he has a neon cane of all things. It's like because 80s neon was everywhere, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. And was this wasn't the one that that was featured in Body Double, was it?
No, I don't believe so.
Where he appeared in the
adult film?
The film. Yeah.
That was Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax.
Oh, that makes more sense.
There is a video that accompanies that as well, which is really cool. But
now that I think about that actually would have been a good one to have on this list too.
Well, I figured we just talked about Body Double, so I was trying not to repeat myself. But maybe another time we could have that on here. But
if anyone is confused what we're talking about, the film Body Double, was that a De Palma film?
Yes.
It's on Tubi right now. Check it out. It's definitely worth it.
Great 80s thriller.
True homage to Alfred Hitchcock, I think.
Yes, this was Taco's only hit.
But lots of 80s boobies. That's
there is that, and that's always decent. Anyway, my favorite part of Singing in the Rain. They got dance.
I actually like the Gotta Dance sequence. Yeah, Broadway music's got me. Everybody dance.
Did Fred Astaire do a cover? For all I know, Fred Astaire did the original. I don't know who did the original Putting on the Ritz. Maybe Astaire did a cover at some point.
Astaire did a version of it. I don't know if it was the original. It's a much older song than most people realize. Yes, no, JPRPH1 is actually saying, didn't Fred Astaire do a cover of it? Yes, he did a cover of it before. Well, obviously he did it before Taco did, but there's been a number of covers of this song. But this one brought it into the 80s.
This did a number
for 4. My peers, this was their introduction to the song.
This was a number 4 in the Billboard Hot 100 chart, and it made Irving Berlin, then 95, the oldest living songwriter to have one of his compositions enter the top 10.
That's interesting. Oh, yeah. I like that. That is really cool. Yeah, because you got to remember, songwriters get residuals whenever somebody records. YouTubers that are doing karaoke know that.
All right. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that would be a good way to kick it off because, again, I think of New Year's.
I agree. That's a great one, Boomer. Good choice.
Now your pick.
Oh, this one was mine. Yes. Take on Me by Aha. Although I will point out that Aha is all lowercase.
Are you sure? When I looked up online, I saw capital.
That is how they
that's how the band does
albums,
it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always been lowercase.
And everybody who uppercases it is because it's automatically being uppercased by their.
Okay, so the websites I was on screwed up. All right, I agree.
It's okay. It's fair. It's fair.
All right.
I literally only just found that out today myself. So
these videos used to have stories.
Yes, and I was going to get into that, but I got notes, my friend. You got the visuals, I got notes. Take on Me is a song by the Norwegian synth pop band Aha, all lowercase. Aha! The original version, recorded in 1984 and released in October of that same year, was produced by Tony Mansfield and remixed by John Radcliffe. In 1985, the international hit version was produced by Alan Tarney for the group's debut studio album, Hunting High and Low, in 1985. The recording combined synth pop and varied instrumentation, including acoustic guitars, keyboards, and drums. The original 1984 version of Take on Me failed to chart in the UK, as did the second version in in the first of its two 1985 releases. The second of those 85 releases charted in September of 85, reaching number 2 on the UK singles chart in October. In the United States, in October of 85, the single topped Billboard's Hot 100, bolstered by the wide exposure of MTV of director Steve Barron's innovative music video featuring the band in a live action pencil sketch animation sequence. The video won 6 awards and was nominated for 2 others at the 1986 MTV Music Awards. The first video was released in 84, included a completely different recording. This mix was featured in the first video, which shows the band singing with a blue background. That's it. But the second video, as I mentioned before, the second video was directed by film director Steve Barron, and it was a far more widely recognized video for the song. It was produced by Simon Fields and Limelight Productions, cinematography by Oliver Stapleton, editor Richard Simpson from Rush's Film Editing, and the iconic animations were done by Michael Patterson and Candice Reckinger. Sorry, I wanted to get her name right. Look, because especially those animators were what really put this over the top. But I wanted to make sure I get the names of all the people that were involved, because these were people doing film. These were film directors, film producers, very high quality animators, and they were doing some very experimental stuff. And it really, really paid off. That right there, that scene. Okay, I'm going to get into the rotoscoping in a minute, but the fact that you have the rotoscoping overlaying live action, and this scene literally pans around these 2 actors. And on the one side, you see the live action. On the other side, you see the animation. It's all done by rotoscope. There might be some green screen involved. I'm not sure exactly how it was done, but this is just brilliant. And it was, I don't want to say it was cutting edge, but it was definitely novel at the time. So it was filmed in 85 at Kim's Cafe. That's what you're looking at right now. It's now called Turkish Chef Mediterranean Restaurant. It's on the corner of Wadsworth Road and Pensbury Place in London, for those of you that want to go check it out, and on a soundstage in London. The video used pencil sketch animations and live action combination called rotoscoping, in which the live action footage is traced using a frame-by-frame process to give the characters realistic movements. We talked about that when we talked about Ralph Bakshi over on Big Al's channel. Approximately 3,000 frames were rotoscoped, which took 16 weeks to complete. The idea of the video was suggested by Warner Brothers executive Jeff Ayeroff, who was pivotal in making Take On Me a globally recognized musical hit. The music video was remastered in 2160p 4K in 2019 from the original 35 millimeter film and released on YouTube, which retains its original URL and upload date of the 6th of January 2010. The remaster also contains new sound effects, a revving motorbike, for example, not featured in the original clip. On 17 February 2020, the music video reached 1 billion views on YouTube, making Take On Me the 5th video from that time period to do so, and the first Scandinavian act to achieve this. As of September 2024, the music video has received 2 billion views, billion with a B, on YouTube. Now, you interrupt me, because this is a good place to interrupt me.
I want to say this, while it's a little movie, This could be a feature movie. Everything's
can.
here.
That's actually,
Everything's here.
I'm glad you interrupted me with that right when you did, because I'm about to get into the plot of the video. These videos had plots, right?
Sometimes.
There's always been a joke throughout the 80s and 90s. There was a joke on a local country station. Country music, where every song tells a story, right? Well, back in the 80s, every song told a story because of the video, even if the song itself didn't. The video's main theme is a romantic fantasy narrative. It begins with a montage of pencil drawings in a comic book style representing motorcycle sidecar racing, in which the hero, Morton Harkett, is pursued by two opponents, Philip Jackson and Alfie Curtis. It then cuts to a scene in a cafe in which a young woman, Bunty Bailey, right here, you see her, is reading the comic book. Yes, women read comic books even back in the 80s. As the women
I was reading comics back in the 60s.
I know, sweetheart. I know. Yeah, you were a big, I almost said Barbarella fan. That's not it. Vampirella. You were a big Vampirella.
Vampirella. Interesting.
As the woman reads, the waitress brings her coffee and the bill. The comic hero, after winning the race, seemingly winks at the woman from the page. No, this was not Deadpool. His pencil-drawn hand suddenly reaches out of the comic book, inviting the woman into it. Once inside, she too appears in pencil-drawing form as he signs to her and introduces her to his black and white world, which features a sort of looking glass portal where people and objects look real on one side and pencil drawn on the other. You showed that a second ago. Back in the cafe, yes, there you go, exactly. Back in the cafe, the waitress returns to find the woman missing, believing the customer left without paying her bill. She angrily crumples the comic book and throws it in the bin. This causes the hero's two opposing racers to reappear as villains, one of them armed with a large pipe wrench. The racer smashes the looking glass with the pipe wrench, trapping the woman in the comic book. The hero punches one of the thugs aside and retreats with the woman into a maze of paper. Arriving at a dead end, he tears a hole in the paper wall so that the woman can escape as the menacing opposing racers close in on him, and they raise their pipe wrenches to his face while he pulls out a pipe wrench of his own, for reasons he happened to have had one. The woman, now back in the real world and found lying beside the trash bin to the surprise of the cafe guests and staff, retrieves the comic book from the bin and runs home, where she attempts to smooth out the creases and crumpled pages in order to read what happens next. This is actually really good. I know the story from the video, and yet, okay. The next panel shows the hero lying seemingly lifeless, and the woman begins to cry. However, he then wakes up and tries to break out of the comic book frames. At the same time, his image appears in the woman's hallway, seemingly torn between real and comic book form, hurling himself repeatedly left and right against the walls, eventually falling to the floor in an attempt to shatter his two-dimensional barrier. This scene was largely patterned after the cinematic scene in the 1980s film Altered States. Another great film. Definitely check it out. It's another piece of 80s Americana. He escapes from the comic book and becomes human, and as he stands up, he breaks into a smile. The woman also smiles, and she rushes towards him. There is actually a sequel to this video.
No.
The story is concluded in the opening of The Sun Always Shines on TV's, the music video from a few years later.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there you go. At the 86 MTV Music Video Awards, the video for Take On Me won 6 awards. Best New Artist in a Video, Best Concept Video, Most Experimental Video. Yeah, that one kind of makes sense, right? Best Direction in a Video, Best Special Effects in a Video, Definitely. And Viewer's Choice. And was nominated for 2 others, Best Group Video and Video of the Year. It was also nominated for Favorite Pop Rock Video at the 13th American Music Awards in '86. The music video and song have often been referred to in cover version, film, TV, programs, and video games. Family Guy episode Breaking Out is Hard to Do includes a licensed, re-edited version of the video. It's pretty great. Where what's the son's name?
I don't
Peter's remember. Whatever Peter's son is.
Really,
he gets pulled in very much like he's pulled into the. It's an accident. He actually gets pulled in through a refrigeration unit in the grocery store, and he goes through some of this craziness that you see in the video. And when he finally makes it out, his mom is like, "What happened to you?" And he goes, "I don't know." It's kind of funny. Anyway, Volkswagen created a television advertisement inspired by the video. The video was also one of the first to be made into a so-called literal music video. Do yourselves a favor. If you are fans of this genre, if you like music videos like from the 80s, look up their literal interpretations on YouTube. They are hysterical. Let's see. The visuals for the video were used as an homage for Paramount's music video for Caught in the Middle. In 1921, Rolling Stone listed Take On Me as number 14 on their list of 100 greatest music videos. To celebrate 65 years of Hot 100, in 2023, Billboard staff ranked the 500 best pop songs that grace the charts since 1958, placing this song at number 26 out of 500.
So you liked it?
I did. I really did. And honestly, I had seen Altered States on cable before this song ever came out. So I was well aware of it. And as soon as I saw that scene, which is incredibly dramatic, I was like, I was like, what's it? DiCaprio, pointing at the TV. I got that reference. And that might be something else to revisit. We'll probably do a rewatch of Altered States on some Monday. And I'll talk about Jungian archetypes and whatnot. Definitely.
Cool.
But that is, I also like the song Swing Out Sister. Oh, yeah, you guys are here talking a lot of stuff. Netter?
Did you see my super stickers on my channel? Overall Nation, $5. Space Farragle, $5.
I did not, and I don't know if I can bring them up. Oh, maybe that's why I couldn't see Space Fraggles, because he was on yours.
Yes.
That's why.
So
and
from Oral Nation, I have a Keep It Up.
That's why I couldn't
I got the cute little fox doing the little like karate moves.
There you go. That's why I couldn't see them. Okay. Fair enough. Fun fact: Sin is a big Aha fan. Well, you might want to shoot her a note and let her know she should probably tune in to check out this. My senior high had Take On Me in its music playlist to play in the hallways in between classes. That's kind of cool. This video was very innovative. I'd call it cutting edge. I didn't appreciate it at the time enough because of MTV fatigue. It was wonderful. Yeah, there were, look, and Boomer, you've got to agree with me, right? There were so many videos in the 80s that were just so great. Narrowing it down to 3 each tonight was just, I had to put aside all the songs I loved, all of the great cutting edge, innovative videos, and focus in on 3 that I felt were thematically related, and you'll see how as we get into more of my videos.
So what did you do last time? You had done Thriller, and I forgot what else. I know I had done the Dire Straits one, Money for Nothing, and this was a while back.
Did you do that, or did I do?
I did
I
that
could have
one.
just as easily done it as you.
I did that. Was one of my first threes, but yeah,
Muamuma.
yes.
I don't even know what that is, but you know.
But let's move on. I have another one if you want me to go ahead.
Please go for it.
She blinded me with science. Thomas Dolby.
And guys, this is where I want to hold Thomas Dolby up. He wasn't just a great 80s musician. Talk about an innovator. You ever heard of Dolby sound? You ever gone into,
Yep.
a theater and they do the
THX thing, yeah, the Dolby Digital.
That is
Thomas
Dolby who invented that sound treatment. He was an engineer of sound. This music of his that we all loved in the 80s so much was a side hustle for him.
Do you remember in the 90s those Mind's Eye videos, including one called The Gate to the Mind's Eye?
I don't think
Computer animation set the music. Thomas Dolby did the soundtrack to the third one of those. It's rather neat.
Okay.
But
that's what he was a big experimenter. He was but yeah, engineers are our heroes. There he is.
Well, I guess in a way he is a scientist, isn't he? But yes.
In this video, a psychiatrist though, wasn't he?
Well, no, he's like sitting there, and then the dude's next to him.
Oh, that's the
He's
analyst.
the patient.
He's being head shrunk. That's right.
And he keeps. I guess he's like telling his problems or whatever.
This freeze frame here, I appreciate this because look at the books in the background. Not a single one of those is a Westlaw book. I think that's awesome. Those of you that ever pay attention to every film, every TV show set in a law firm or something that needs a whole bunch of books behind them, you'll see these golden color books with a green and red like spine piece on it. Those are all old Westlaw books. Just,
Interesting. Old West. Okay.
Westlaw. They used to print, legal documents in these books, and law firms used to have a subscription. They'd buy. It would be like buying a set of encyclopedia every year.
You know what I bet? I bet they got out of date real quick, and they didn't know what to do with them. So let's.
That's exactly right. So they donate them to Hollywood, and Hollywood would use them because they didn't need them to be up to date.
Yeah, because they're just.
But I'll tell you, a law firm sure as hell did. They needed the most.
They needed the most
recent
accurate
copy of the law.
And we still get legal books in public libraries. I'm just going to say.
I am not surprised. Do you get tax law books too, like CCH, Commerce Clearinghouse? Just wondering.
I don't remember. I'll have to look at that. But
I'd be curious. Okay,
a lot of stuff is online.
Little side jaunt, folks. Please indulge me. It's my stream, and I'm drunk.
There is a person in Boomer's chat. His name is Steve Young. I just went to his channel for spits and giggles. He's created a playlist, Wham and 80s pop hits.
Oh, excellent.
He's definitely in the right spot.
Thank you.
Steve Young, I'm sorry if I didn't see your comment here. There's a lot of people chatting, and I'm doing a lot of drinking.
You might think the Cars was his comment.
Which one was that?
He said, you might think the Cars.
Oh, okay. Not only you might think. Talk about another song that has a sequel. So You Might Think was the first song, followed up by Drive. Both videos. Okay, you got me off on a tangent here, my friend. So we're talking music videos. I could have very easily done these as well. The lead singer of the Cars was dating Paulina Porniskova at the time. Paulina Porniskova was a supermodel. Very, very beautiful woman. Don't know much else about her other than her appearances in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. She was the main character, the And that was actually a very cutting edge video too. You might think, because there's a lot of animation and they'd film them, but they'd use it as 2 dimensions and cut it out and whatnot. But then the follow-up, Drive, it's a very different, because you might think it's foolish. Okay, so it's a happy, upbeat, silly kind of song, right? Well, Drive is a kind of depressing song.
Oh,
who's gonna drive you home?
I've heard that one many times.
And it's because he's going through. She's having some issues, and their relationship is breaking up. And so, man, talk about a narrative, and a sequel. Yeah, we might have to look at those 2 videos next time we revisit.
We'll do another one of these. Trust me.
We've got. I'm sorry that I shanghaied your video here. Let's get.
It's fine. No, but this type of stream this is when. What are we going to do? Let's do 80s videos. When we run out of things to talk about. But
Mark. I mean, you could always. Well, two options. You could right now go back to the beginning of the video and listen to it on double speed, and we'll sound like chipmunks. Or you just kind of stick with us now, and you can
then go back and catch what you missed. I did that with the Culture Casino stream on that.
All I ask, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Subscribe to all 3 of us here, and anybody that catches your fancy here in the chat too. I think this is a great community we got here. We don't always talk 80s music here, but we've actually talked about a lot more than you'd think in the past year or so.
But here we go. This is She Blinded Me with Science. He's gone to the Institution for Misfit Scientists. I don't know if this is where he has to be psychoanalyzed.
Basically, you expect with all the mad scientists you see in fiction, there's got to be a place for him, right?
You got a dude with a rocket pack on the roof, and it's not igniting or anything. You got one guy with some kind of fire shoes. I think I saw that later. And this guy keeps saying, "Science! Science!"
Yes.
And then, of course, the only other line that he says is, "Miss Sakamoto, you're beautiful." And I think that poor Thomas
Miss Sakamoto was beautiful.
He's got a bit obsessed with Miss Sakamoto.
I think there's a whole generation of men that have a little bit of an Asian fixation because of this video.
Yeah, I assume she's from Japan with that name, but I could be wrong. But yeah, he's getting the treatment here too. But this is just a fun, goofy video. The reason I bring this up personally is because I feel like on almost any 80s compilation, they will throw this song on there.
Let me tell you something else. I was a big fan of what is it called? Good Eats with Alton Brown. And every time I'd see him, I'd say, "Hey, he looks just like that guy from Blinded Me with Science," and he knew it, and he played it up on his show.
So funny.
Yep. Let's
see though. This was re-released on his Dolby's debut album.
Wait a minute, Jesse. Which song was used in the Jimmy Neutron movie? I don't know. We've talked about a lot of songs tonight, so I don't know which one exactly that you mean. And welcome to you, Mark Melnikov. Kabla.
Anyway, this was.
I'm sorry. I got.
This was featured on the 1983 re-release of Dolby's debut album, "The Golden Age of Wireless." All right, and this was Billboard Hot 100 for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Dolby is often considered a one-hit wonder in the United States on the basis of the song's chart success there. Interesting. That's from Wikipedia.
So I was in grade school at the time that this song was popular, and I remember every time science class, we'd be going to science class. Where are we going? Science. We're going to science.
Because it made this movie. I'm gonna say this song makes you love science. Look at all these cool. Like I'm thinking of that one movie with Val Kilmer and the science nerds at the university. Remember that one?
Weird Science. That's a video that's a movie.
Well, that's the thing. I remember they were talking on the what was it on the document? There was a like a retrospective on the movie Weird Science on the DVD, and Diablo Cody was saying, I used to always get Weird Science confused with She Blinded Me with Science.
This reminds me of the immortal words of Socrates, who said, I drank what?
Anyways,
I had a dream last night. Oh, was it the one where you're standing on a mountaintop surrounded by women standing in Greek Gagarotes, surrounded by topless women throwing pickles at you? No? It's just me? Okay.
The song was used as the theme song in the pilot episode of The Big Bang Theory, but it was later replaced by the Big Bang theme from the rock band Babe.
That's right. That's right. Yes, that's right. If you watch the pilot episode on the DVD, this is the theme song. Yeah.
And the song features explanations from the British scientist and TV presenter Magnus Pike, who repeatedly interjects science and delivers other lines in a deliberately caricatured mad scientist manner.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I do have to. I saw the chat here, and I did want to point out Mark Daly brings up the Rick rolling with a Klingon twist to it. Yes, on the Klingon Christmas Carol DVD, Chris Kidder, who was the creator and director of that play, he did the Rick roll in Klingon. On that DVD, I have that video on DVD.
I have to say, I found a video on YouTube around the time of E3, when around Nintendo's presentations, as Nintendo announced this new Star Fox game, and like you watch this video, and they're saying like 1992 Star Fox, and then 1998 Star Fox 64, and they were going through all the different Star Fox games, and then now Nintendo reveals, and then it's Rick Roll, and it's like, no,
together forever. I'll tell you.
I was mad. I was furious. It was that got Rick rolled. It's like,
the little white boy with the black man's voice. I just,
yeah, that was weird when I saw him. It's like it's a redheaded dude. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah,
here?
I was like, wait a minute, that voice is wrong.
No, that's not who I thought that voice belonged to. But I don't know. But it's just
and Aaron Neville. I think he and Aaron Neville switched voices. I think is what happened.
Top Secret with Val Kilmer's. That's not the one I was thinking of. That's a great comedy.
That's another great one too, actually. Yes.
But yeah, and I don't know, like he's dancing with Miss Sakamoto in a dream sequence.
It's poetry in motion.
It's poetry in motion, and like he's like her back looks like a violin, and like the strings on her back and stuff.
I love that scene. You don't have a picture of that, do you?
I don't. That's the problem with some of these videos. There are so many pictures online of them.
Get me in trouble, I suppose.
But no, great little music video. Not as innovative, probably, as the ones Troy is talking about tonight, but it's goofy, fun. I enjoyed it. I have no theme. My theme should have been...
It may not be as innovative as the other videos that I'm talking about,
yes.
But let's face it, he himself was incredibly innovative. Yes. I mean, so much of sound tech today is because of him.
My theme should have been one hit
He really
wonders.
was a scientist and a genius.
Yes,
I mean, he still is. Let's face it.
He's still around. I think he played this live at some science march too. It was kind of neat.
I am not surprised. Yeah. I'm going to say that about Rick and Aaron swapping. Yeah, no. Use that. Go ahead and take it, because I can't attribute it, but I don't think it's original. I don't think I came up with it.
I was all about Dolby, though, when I got my DVD player. It says Dolby Digital 5.1. This is so fancy.
It's him. It's him.
So fancy.
That's right.
But then, of course, DTS, that became the competitor. DTS.
Not only that, but Dolby noise reduction was big for us doing recordings on cassette. That was also him. Real quick, I want to say goodnight to Matanui. Thanks for hanging out with us, my friend. I know a lot of what we were talking about might be a little bit before your time. I hope you learned something tonight.
It is timeless.
All these youngins in the stream.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong, I mean,
the 80s was the last decade I felt had a strong identity. The 90s kind of had an identity, and then I feel like maybe it's the internet.
Every decade kind of had. But Matanui.
My God, I shall cherish this forever. I say, Opie, I'll trade you this baseball for your souvenir bat.
Sure.
What did you learn?
What did you learn?
That's
I hope
funny.
you learned
That is
something, and I hope
funny.
you had a lot of fun tonight. Take care, my friend. Good to see you. I was just saying, I was trying it when you said it. Great minds and all that. Yeah, no, exactly. Great minds, and then there's ours, right?
Yes.
But and what is that band on his head? It immediately evokes what? Shock therapy.
Yeah, you gotta get the shock therapy when you're
Right.
because that's what the Scientologists would use to discredit psychology. They use shock therapy, and I'm like, well, are they wrong?
I was just I don't talk about this much on stream, but when I was in college, I was majoring in psychology, and there's a number of reasons why I left the university, but I became very disillusioned with psychology.
Yeah.
There's a line in Star Trek 3 where Dr. McCoy talks about what is this, the Spanish Inquisition? He's like, freaking out about
Star Trek 4.
Oh, Star Trek. Yeah, no.
He was overhearing the doctors. Yes, because they were talking.
Honestly, that is exactly how I felt about majoring in psychology. I was like, and so my mom said, well, why don't you move to pre-med and go psychiatry? And I'm like, that's just as bad. They're no better. All they do is prescribe chemical straitjackets. Then I heard what was his name? Tom Cruise kind of denouncing the field, and I'm like, this guy's nuts, but he's right.
Yeah, there's a great book called The Psychopath Test by I forget his first name, Schlossner, I think is the last name, where he goes through different chapters about how can you tell if you're a psychopath. But then there's one chapter where where he talks to someone debunking psychology. So it goes through all the different. It's kind of like a documentary, but in book form, and he goes through all the different. Things on what it is to be a psychopath, or do psychopaths exist, or who really is a psychopath. And it was an interesting book. But this but
keep in mind, psychiatry is only a hard science because they prescribe drugs. Psychology is a soft science. It's on the level of philosophy.
Anyway,
just saying, this is university stuff. This isn't me giving my opinion.
What I liked about that scene in Star Trek 4, though, is that it was Dr. McCoy seeing our modern 1980s doctors as how we would see someone in the Middle Ages putting leeches on somebody. That's how it was.
Not only that. Then he gives these pills to the woman who's going in for
kidney dialysis, and she grows new kidney.
He said, he cleared my kidneys. I don't need dialysis anymore. And the doctors are all like. And they'd already established, at least for this movie, how time travel is working in that movie, right? Because they did that whole scene with transparent aluminum, right? And he's like, it was Dr. McCoy talking to Scotty. He's like, Scotty, are we going to change the past or something like that? And he's like, I don't know. How do we know he didn't invent the thing? And what's interesting is there was a scene that was in the script that they didn't film that made it into the novel, where it turns out that during remember Spock was doing that computer test? Yeah. One of his questions was, who invented transparent aluminum? And he answered, which is a payoff for that later scene. I hate the fact that scene never made it in, because that was brilliant. And it establishes that everything they did was part of linear time. It was a closed loop.
Mark Daly's confirming what you just said. Yeah.
Actually, in the novelization for Star Trek 4, he did. Yeah. No. Yeah. I was getting to that. I was. You see, this is the funny thing about YouTube. You're on a 30-second delay, so I'm already saying stuff before you've had a chance to type it. Yeah, I don't know why the delay, but it is what it is. Ready at the theme song from Back to the Future, "Power of Love." Yeah. That's a good one too.
A friend told me.
I recommend reading all of the novels. Look, every movie that was released in the 80s, read the novel.
And some movies
Star
were based
Wars,
on novels.
Empire, Jedi, all the Indiana Jones films, all the Star Trek films, read the novels.
Did you know, though, that movies you wouldn't think were based on novels were? Die Hard was based on a novel.
Yes, well, it's actually a remake.
Oh.
It's actually a remake. Look into it.
All right, I'll look into it. But now it's time for your pick. Are you ready?
Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. I'm ripped, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so Sledgehammer is a song by English rock musician Peter Gabriel. I did not know he was English until the 90s, the aughts. I'm not sure. Just like how many of you knew that the Man of Steel from the Snyderverse and Dr. House were English? Same situation. A lot of musicians might have been English, and a lot of us Americans didn't know it because they never sing with their accents.
No.
Because they sing Ride Sally Ride, not Royd Sally Royd.
Roy it, Sally Roy.
Roy and Sally Royd. If you're confused, check out the film The Commitments. We did a rewatch of that on Netters Network. So Sledgehammer is a song by English rock musician Peter Gabriel. It was released in April of '86 as the lead single for his fifth album, So, in 1986. It was produced by Gabriel and Daniel Lannis. It reached number 1 in Canada and on the 21st of July, 1986, where it spent 4 weeks. Number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts in the United States on the 26th of July, 1986, and number 4 on the UK singles chart, thanks in part to its music video. It was his biggest hit in North America and ties with Games Without Frontiers as the biggest hit in the United Kingdom. I don't even know what that is. The song's video won a record 9 MTV Music Video Awards at the 1987 MTV Video Music Awards and Best British Video at the 87 Brit Awards. The song also saw Gabriel nominated for 3 Grammy Awards for Best Male Rock Vocal Performance, Record of the Year, and Song of the Year. In 2005, a 2005 poll conducted by Channel 4, the music video was ranked 2nd on a list of 100 greatest pop videos. Full stop. Gabriel contacted Jackson to assemble a horn section that included Jackson on trumpet, Mark Riviera on saxophone, and Don Mickelson on trombone. I played trombone in grade school, just saying. Gabriel explained that he wanted a real horn section on Sledgehammer. Thinking about it, that song really does have a great horn section. That's actually true. To capture some of the intricacies of brass playing that couldn't be achieved by synthesizer. Well, back then. Now it probably could, if I'm fully honest. He cited the slow brass swells in the second verse as an example of the expressiveness that he desired. The song also featured a synthesized, I don't know what this word is, shakuhachi flute generated with an EMU emulator sampler. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't a reed kind of person. Gabriel said that the cheap organ sound that's in quotes, came from an expensive Prophet 5 synth, which he regarded as an old warhorse sounding tool. The backing vocals were sung by P.P. Arnold, Coral China Wynn Gordon, and D. Lewis. And the reason I read these things is because I think it's important to remember these names. Who also did the backing for Big Time, So Much Larger Than Life. Overdubs from the horn section and backing vocals took place in January of 86, the Power Station Studios in New York City. Sledgehammer is Gabriel's only #1 hit on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. It replaced this is important. It replaced Invisible Touch by his former band Genesis. Coincidentally, that group's only U.S. #1. Genesis lead singer Phil Collins later jested about the occurrence in a 2014 interview, stating, "I read recently that Peter Gabriel knocked us off #1 spot with Sledgehammer. We weren't aware at the time. If we had been, I probably would have said to him, I would have sent him a telegram saying, 'Congratulations, bastard.'" Music video. The Sledgehammer music video was commissioned by Tessa Watts at Virgin Records, directed by Stephen R. Johnson, and produced by Adam Whitaker. Aardman Administrations and the brothers Quay provided claymation, pixelation, and stop motion animation that gave life to images in the song. Many of these techniques had been employed in earlier music videos, such as Talking Heads' 1985 video Road to Nowhere, also directed by Johnson. The style was later used in the video for Big Time, another single from the album So Much Larger Than Life. Gabriel said Gabriel laid under a sheet of glass for 16 hours while filming the video, one frame at a time. It took a lot of hard work, Gabriel recalled. "I was thinking at the time, if anyone wants to try to copy this video, good luck to them." For each frame of one 10-second sequence, clouds were painted across Gabriel's face to create the illusion of moving clouds. I can't believe I'm reading this sentence. 2 dead, headless, featherless chickens who were animated using stop motion and shown dancing along to the synthesized shakuhachi solo. This section was animated by Nick Park of Aardman Animation, who was refining his work in plasticine animation at the time. The video ended with a large group of extras jerkily rotating around Gabriel. Among them, his daughters, Anna Marie and Melanie, the animators themselves, and director Steven Johnson's girlfriend. A total of 100 hours were spent shooting the music video, with each second of video consisting of 25 unique poses from Gabriel. A major hit on music television, Sledgehammer won 9 MTV Video Music Awards in 1987, the most awards a single video has won. It ranked at #4 on MTV's 100 Greatest Music Videos Ever Made in 1999. Sledgehammer has also been declared MTV's #1 animated video of all time. The video was voted #7 on TMF's Ultimate 50s Videos You Must See, which first aired 24 June 2006. It ranked at number 2 on VH1's Top 20 Videos of the 80s and number 1 on Amazing Moments in Music on the Australian TV show 20 to 1 in 2007. It won Best British Video at the 1987 Brit Awards and was nominated for the Best Music Video category for the first annual Soul Train Music Awards in the same year. According to Time magazine, Sledgehammer's music video is the all-time most played video on MTV. The music video was remastered in 4K resolution and was released in 2018 through Apple Music. Done. I gotta say, there's a lot to say about the videos that I talked about.
Chickens.
I know. These visuals, I brought up all these great industry things and all the awards it won and all this kind of stuff and all the accolades. You're pointing out how friggin' bizarre this video was.
He turns into a fruit salad.
I know. This is amazing stuff.
He's hitting himself.
And a claymation version of him getting hit by actual sledgehammers.
Is that from the video? That might be from a cover somewhere. Never mind. I don't remember. Look at that. And it's done in such a way
you must check this out because this train is riding the tracks around him all in stop animation, so it's a little
while
bit
he's
jerky.
singing in stop animation.
While he's singing it, and it's all in sync, and it's off kilter because it's stop animation, but it's just genius. I wanna be your sledgehammer. Oh, it's a great song, and this song has so much meaning for me personally. There's still frost on that bottle.
It was frozen, dude.
I know, right? It was actually almost a little bit thick as I was pouring out the first glass. This song was a huge hit the summer that I worked at. I worked at a snack shop attached to a pool in the suburbs here in the Chicago area. Let me tell you, I got a lot of great icon candy working there. I almost would have worked there for free. But this was a very popular song that I mentally associate with that summer.
All right, but no, this is a classic. This almost made it. This was in the running, but then of course I saw it was on yours anyway, so I didn't use it. But yeah, this was a backup.
Look. Folks, those of you in the chat that are still here, those of you listening in the future, I need to confess something to you. I was incredibly lax on tonight's video.
Oh, stop! You
I literally didn't get the 3 videos that I was going to do to Boomer until this afternoon after work.
I figured you were having
I had no
day.
chance to do anything to. I don't even want to go into the crap I've gone through this week.
That's why I didn't bug you about it. Okay, yeah.
But I sent this to him, and then I was like, oh, fuck. He's got a stream with Big
Al
tonight doing a Robin Hood. I'm like, crap, he's not even going to have a chance to do this.
Well, look, and what did I do?
Look at what he did. Look at these visuals. All Boomer. He. If you are not subscribed to Boomer right now, you're wasting your time being subscribed to me, my friend. You guys should be subscribed to Age of Boomer. He's the driving force behind this channel.
And as soon as we can get him monetized,
it's fine.
He's about like 600 and something more subscribers.
Now you need to not only subscribe to him tonight, but share out his channel with all your friends on social media.
And go back and watch all of his streams because he needs watch hours too.
If you're new to the channel tonight, you haven't watched his videos, so it's totally worth going and checking out.
Anyway, what I should do for my channel is I should clip our original conversation that we had on my channel way back in the day.
Not a bad
original music video
idea.
Conversation.
Not a bad
But
idea.
let's move on to my next.
But look at this video and tell me he wasn't on drugs when he came up with this.
This
is
is what I like about the 80s, and I kind of
yes,
feel bad,
I
but
agree.
I think because we were having technological advances.
Yes.
I feel like we're kind of stuck now. Like I don't see people using their imaginations in these ways. At least maybe you regular YouTubers are, but not like the big companies. I don't see anybody.
No, you're absolutely right. Every time you have a shift in the way you consume media, you have a shift in the media itself. And this is what I'm talking about tonight. We had MTV and VH1, so we had channels that were playing music. Okay, fine. You could play the music on your TV and then do your housework or your homework or whatever. But you had a visual medium. So they said, look, we got to do something visual with these songs. And they made literally not only experimental films out of their songs, but in some cases they made visual poetry. That's the only way I can describe this.
Yeah. Technically, there's still music videos. They just aren't any good. I guess I've not seen.
No, you're absolutely right. This was cutting edge. This was cutting edge stuff. This was experimental. This was taking a chance. Look, some of the stuff in the 80s was bizarre to the point of we've forgotten about it. This stuff was bizarre to the point of brilliance. And that's why we're talking about it.
I did like Billy String's video for Leadfoot. That's why I bought his album, because it was clever. I'll have to send it to you, Troy, so you can see it. But,
okay.
Yeah. 90s.
After the 90s, no decade
pretty
has
much,
a clear identity. Yeah. Everything has been stagnant. Movies, music, fashion, everything. I blame the iPhone.
Maybe.
I don't think it's just the iPhone, but you're
something
essentially
happened.
Right. It's the internet. It's also the corporate suits, right? Where did the best movies come from? They came from independent filmmakers, not the big studios.
And they would rise up and make studio stuff later.
Big studios would then capitalize on what the independents did. And we need more of that now. In fact, I would say that now is the opportunity for the independents through things like streaming, through YouTube and so forth. And independent creators, doing crowdfunding like Island and Stars. Just gonna say, if any Blue Wrenches want to drop Tom Conkle's link for Island and Stars, I would not object.
Sarah Proctor makes a point. I disagree. The 2000s have a distinct feel. It's just not as fun as previous ones.
Yeah,
it's not something you want to revisit. I don't know. But moving on, I'll say this: in 2010s, it was the MCU was a big part of that. But things change. This is my next one. Addicted to Love.
Might as well face it, you're addicted to love.
Why did I pick this one? I think I got angry because you stole Land of Confusion away from me.
Was this the same summer as the previous song? I think it was.
It might have been. Yeah, was it 86 maybe? Yeah. This is Addicted to Love, and I want to make a point. You know what? You don't need all your fancy stop motion animation.
Okay.
And creativity.
As long as you have sexy babes,
you have all you need are a bunch of
they got models. They know how to use them.
And someone made a point earlier. It's like, no, I'm not doing ZZ Top, but we'll have legs tonight. This is Addicted to Love, and
I did mention at the beginning of the stream tonight that we did talk about this video back when I did the watch party of the Return of Bruno. I do believe Culture Casino was my guest that night. He does a parody of this, doing the Peter Gunn, an instrumental of the Peter Gunn theme on harmonica, but surrounded by clearly homage gals from the from the Robert Palmer video.
Weird Al did a parody of this called "Addicted to Spuds," and I was trying to see, do I have this in my iTunes library? I do not have this song.
God.
I have "Addicted to Spuds." I don't have "Addicted to Love."
Every parody he does has something to do with food. I mean, it's weird.
I keep wondering, did he do a video for "Addicted to Spuds"? I wonder if it would be this, except there'd be like French fries in the background.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it.
Another artist that has been around for a while, "Addicted to Love" was also video. Yeah, I mean, this is. I love this video, but there's really not much to it. It's all on this one stage, and it's all these stone-faced models who are not having any expression on their face.
Just resting bitch face. And
basically,
somehow,
yes.
So, and in the style of the Nagel, look up the Nagel artwork. It was very evocative of the 80s. And yes, there are posters.
I mean, they don't look that distinct from one another. They look like clones. It's like,
in fact, we have a poster of I think it's a Nagel knockoff that Netter got because the artist who made it said, "Oh my God, this is you." Yeah, that was Netter's style in the 80s.
Interesting. Okay. Well, let me go ahead. I'm going to read a bit about this. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Another English rock singer.
On, but you're not home. Your mind is not your own.
That's my every Monday.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's another English singer, Robert Palmer.
Wouldn't know it from listening to him, right? Ride, Sally, ride, not Roy, Sally, Royd.
Addicted to Love became Palmer's signature thanks in part to a popular video featuring high fashion models. And this was originally intended to be a duet with Chaka Khan.
I know, you're kind of right, Mark. You're kind of right.
Oh, she was supposed to be Mark, a duet with Chaka Khan. That's interesting.
How did you happen on the channel? Just curious. Your name kind of looks familiar to me. I'm not sure where I've seen it before. Guys, we're going to have to face we're addicted to love. Yes. Yeah. Welcome, Curtis Jordan. Glad to see you, my friend.
But
well, face it, you're addicted to love.
And let me see. Most guitar parts exclusively are played by Eddie Martinez.
By the way, guys, if I keep singing like this because I'm drunk, I may very well get this stream struck. So if you feel inclined, if you're enjoying yourself, I wouldn't mind a financial contribution because I'm probably not going to make any money off the stream otherwise. Just saying.
Anyway, the 5 models are Julie Pankhurst on keyboard, Patty Kelly guitar, Mac Gilchrist bass guitar, Julia Bolino guitar, and Kathy Davies on the drums.
I'm glad you said that because I always felt that those girls didn't get enough recognition.
Because they weren't playing the instruments. Anyway, no, I'm sorry.
Well, no, they weren't, but damn, they were the video. Nobody was watching that video for friggin' Robert Palmer.
Hey,
out loud.
Leave this. I keep imagining that these are women that wouldn't give them they're like the kind of woman that wouldn't give you the time of day or wouldn't give you a drink if you were dying of thirst in the desert. They're like, who are you?
Well, no, they had resting bitch face. They didn't care about nothing.
It's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to make of this video. It's just, it's so basic.
There's not a lot about it. It's a guy singing his song surrounded by hot women with great legs.
This came from, I believe, Variety. The brilliant stupidity of Robert Palmer's 1986 #1 hit "Addicted to Love."
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
No, this is by Jem Aswad. Robert Palmer's "Addicted to Love," which hit #1 the Billboard 35 years ago today, is best known for its brilliantly idiotic video, which features the singer performing in front of 5 stunning mannequin-like models bearing vapid facial expressions and holding musical instruments that they're not even pretending to mime convincingly. They can't.
No, absolutely not. No. It's meant to be very clear in the video They are not playing those videos, or they are playing those instruments. Absolutely not. Yeah.
And the guy always say they can't dance either, and only occasionally move in time with the song's rhythm.
Oh, screw you now! No. They're there to look good, and they're moving just fine. It's
utterly ridiculous. Palmer's face throughout the video shows he knows it too, and absolutely iconic at the same time. There's
one part where he grabs his collar and he kind of pulls it, and it's like, yup.
Let's see. There's little question that the Terrence Donovan-directed visual earworm, Eyeworm, played a pivotal role in driving the song, which was originally released 6 months earlier on Palmer's Riptide album to #1 on the chart, dated May 3rd, 1986, knocking Prince and the Revolution's Kiss from the top spot for exactly 1 week.
I just want your extra time in your...
I'm surprised you haven't done any Prince videos, but we'll probably get to them at some point.
We'll get to Prince, yeah, no doubt. In fact, no. Well, see, I did a rewatch of Purple Rain and
the other one, the black and white one,
Under the Cherry Moon.
Yes,
great movies, better movies than they're given credit for, in my opinion.
Yeah, but the video is oddly unforgettable and spawned countless imitations and whatever passed for memes in the mid-1980s, so much that it's overshadowed the song, which is in a league of brilliant stupidity all of its own. I like the song. Any songwriter worth their salt will tell you that a certain amount of simplicity...
Maybe I'm too drunk to know what's going on, but Robert Palmer, the Hugh Grant of music? Sorry, JPRPH1, I'm lost on that one.
And clearly the brilliant musicians that producer Bernie Edwards assembled for Addicted to Love, a song of Neanderthal-level simplicity.
Oh, screw you. Bullshit.
I like this song. And
I do too.
He gave Weird Al the blessing.
That's a very important point, right? We're talking about the videos, but the songs are almost separate because we listen to these songs on the radios with no visuals.
I've seen this. I know I must have seen this video before, but this is, oddly enough, this is not one. I know the images from it, and I know the song itself because I've heard the song all the time. But have I ever really studied the video? And I didn't think so, so I watched it a couple times.
Full disclosure, I need to mention this every now and again. Age of Boomer, despite his nomenclature, is actually significantly younger than I am. So I watched this. Yeah, significantly.
By a few years. Not by a lot. Okay, go ahead.
I was born in 1971.
Yeah, okay.
You don't have to tell me what year you were born in, but you are
6 year difference. That's not that bad. Okay, anyway.
6 year. You're the same age as my brother. That's wow.
Interesting.
Wow. But I remember this video. I saw this video many times. Look. I was of the generation where if I was flipping through channels and I hit MTV or VH1 and a video was on that I loved, boom, I stopped. And I spent 2-3 minutes watching the video. Those girls were kind of hot. Let's face it. Come on.
I don't know. It's like, I don't even know what to say because I don't... It's the reaction you're supposed to be having. It's like,
so when I first
is this guy large and in charge, or is he not? That's what I can't figure out from what I'm watching.
Yes, he absolutely is surrounded by these girls, right?
Is he, or is he propping himself up with these people paid that could give a two craps about him? That's what I don't get. It's like, are these stunt girlfriends surrounding him, or are it's just I don't.
He's just that amazing that he attracts these girls to be in his band. When I first met Nanette, she you know, I went over to her apartment. She showed me this poster that she had. She pointed out that, look, Netter was a model. She has a whole portfolio and everything. And she showed me some pictures that she had in her portfolio. And I'm like, yeah, you absolutely fit that whole Nagel / Robert Palmer thing. I totally get that. Just saying, I have a type.
Oh, wait. Let me wait. Here you go.
Yep. let's how do I do it so that you are there
You got
yeah.
Look at that.
there we
with
go.
you know what?
This is
right dress,
actually
yeah.
this is actually a picture from Netter's portfolio. Yeah.
And she could have been one of those ladies in the dress like that. Just slick the hair back. Yeah, I could see
Right?
it. Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
No doubt a friggin' about it. Yeah. So
just it's just there's just so stone faced in the video, and I just don't I don't know. It's like you have Sledgehammer, which is like this painstakingly
this
brilliant
is where
video,
the
and then you have
concept
this,
of
which is
RBF
just
came
these
from.
models on a stage, just kind of barely moving. And
This this was the beginning of the concept of RBF. Just saying.
okay.
And if you don't know what RBF is, look it up.
What gets me is in this
Oh, yeah.
picture, you got two girls on his left with dresses down to their knees, and then you got the two on his right with short skirts. It's like, what, didn't the other two girls have nice enough legs so they're trying to hide them?
Wait a
There's
minute.
got to be a story behind that. I'll bet there was.
I'm almost wondering if from right to left they start losing length on the thing, like keeps getting a little higher.
No.
Okay.
Here's another thought. I'm wondering if these girls were told very vaguely what kind of a dress to wear.
Wear a black, dress that hugs your body, and they just picked whatever they had. So that could be what it is.
Little black dress. Wear a little black dress, and
the drummer has no legs at all.
Right. No,
you cannot see her legs.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
They asked the mottos. The drummer says, "We hardly saw you in the video where they put the bad girls in the back." That's what she said.
So, I love the fact that Leia Plus Size said, I would say, Netter looks like Sheena Easton in her pick there. When I said I had a type, it's not always necessarily blonde.
Right.
Netter fits all of the archetypes for the Troyster. Just saying.
All right. But this was Addicted to Love. I still find this to be a classic.
We'll have to bring up Sheen Easton again when Michael French comes on, right?
Your eyes
only.
I don't remember how far we got, because it's possible we already covered that.
We're gonna have to go back to that video, you rewatch it, and then say, "Okay, Michael, we got to go from here on," right?
Yeah, I think the Bond producers got a little upset with Sheena Easton because she was talking about her new album or something. She says, "You're not talking about the movie you just did with us." She's actually in the Bond movie intro. Like, it's her in the intro.
Yes, she is.
Like, they never have the singer in the intro. They had her in the intro as herself, like in the intro.
I was a huge so it's funny that you key into that, Leia Plus Size, because I totally had the odds for Sheena Easton, and when I met Netter, I was like, just saying.
Yeah. So should we go to our last one?
Am I the last one?
You're the last one. This is the Land of Confusion.
The Land of Confusion.
And I have some notes on this as well. If you want
do you really? Do you
no, because this was going to be one of my picks, and I'm like, darn it! And I'm like, I knew this was going to happen. So go ahead.
Did you want to go first, or
no?
Or...
I think you should handle this one, but I'll chime in if I have anything that I didn't.
You know, I probably have three pages of friggin' notes, right?
Yeah, if I have anything, yeah, I might talk about the cover that Disturbed did of this later. But yeah, okay. But
Land of Confusion is a song by the English rock band Genesis. I probably will want to talk about them another night, probably when I'm sober and won't get into so much trouble. And my history with Genesis, just saying. We'll put that aside for now. From their 13th studio album, Invisible Touch, from 1986. The music was written by the band, while the lyrics were written by guitarist Mike Rutherford. Their song was the third track on the album and the third track released as a single, reaching number 14 on the in the UK in December of 86. and number 4 in the US in January of 87. It also reached the top 10 in several other countries, including Canada, Ireland, West Germany, and the Netherlands. The song's video featured puppets from the 1980s UK sketch show Spitting Image. We'll get back to that in a minute. Yeah, we'll get back to that. Yeah, I know. Those of us in America think Croft, right? No, that's not what it was. Billboard said it has an anxious beat and tentative, hopeful lyrics. Cashbox called it biting and aggressive cut, highlighted by a tough electronic rhythmic and Phil Collins searching vocals. Those are quotes, my friends. I can't speak to that. So the song is widely remembered for its music video, which had heavy airplay on MTV. The video featured caricature puppets by the British television show Spitting Image. Yeah, I'm starting to slur my words. I know that. After Phil Collins saw a caricature version of himself on the show, he commissioned the show's creators, Phil Fluck, F-L-U-C-K, Fluck, YouTube, that's his name, Fluck, that's how it's pronounced.
Wow.
And Roger Law to create puppets of the entire band, as well as all the characters in the video. The video opens with okay, so
I'm sorry, I'm thinking
I went through and described the whole fucking video, and
you mean
this is a trip,
you're just saying the person's name again.
this is a trip, guys. The video opens with a caricaturized Ronald Reagan, voiced by Chris Berry, Nancy Reagan, and a chimpanzee, a reference to the 1951 movie Bedtime for Bonzo, which starred Reagan opposite a chimpanzee named Peggy, who played the eponymous Bonzo. I love that you're all ready for everything I'm about to say. Going to bed at 4:30 p.m. This is probably a reference to his age, right? Nancy is absorbed in reading His Way, Kitty Kelly's unauthorized biography of Frank Sinatra. Guys, stay with me, because this gets very detailed and very bizarre. Reagan, holding a teddy bear, kisses the chimp goodnight, falls asleep, and begins to have a nightmare, which sets the premise for the entire video. The video intermittently features a line of feet in combat boots marching through a swamp past the heads of Cold War era political figures, including Francois, I don't speak French, Mitterrand, Margaret Thatcher,
yes,
Ferdinand Marcos, and Henry Kissinger. Stay with me, folks, because this is a very of its time pop culture.
They do all the world leaders, you know, like you have the Ayatollah in one scene. You have a Gaddafi in another. Right? I saw that.
Trust me, I'll get there, because I described this whole fucking video because it's such a mind screw. It really is. Caricatured versions of the band members are shown playing instruments on stage during a concert. Tony Banks on an array of synthesizers, as well as a cash register full of cookies. I can't believe I'm saying that line. Mike Rutherford on a 4-neck guitar, and 2 Phil Collins puppets, one on drums and one singing. If you are a Genesis fan, that makes sense to you. During the second verse, the video shows In order, Benito Mussolini, Ayatollah Khomeini, Mikhail Gorbachev, and his aides, and Muammar Gaddafi giving speeches on large video screens in front of a mass crowd. I can't believe I just read that line. Meanwhile, Reagan is shown putting on a Superman suit and running down a street while Collins sings. Here are the lines. Oh, Superman, where are you now? When everything is gone wrong somehow. The men of steel, the men of power are losing control by the hour. Jesus.
It's okay that you botched that because you don't have to get copyright stricken now.
Well, that does help, right? It does help. Meanwhile, this is the one time where being drunk on stream will probably help the stream. Meanwhile, the real world Reagan is shown exhaling in a large pool of his own sweat.
Yes, he's having trouble sleeping.
In one point, a rubber duck floats by.
Yes.
As Nancy Reagan and the chimp look out the window. During the bridge, the Superman costume Reagan and a dinosaur resembling a seropsid, excuse me, it's hard to say, watch a television showing various clips, including Ed McMahon and Johnny Carson, Walter Cronkite, Richard Nixon, Mr. Spock with a Rubik's Cube, and Bob Hope reading out from cue cards. Oh, geez. This segues into a sequence set in prehistoric times where a ceratopsoid from earlier and a large theropod wearing a bow tie meet with Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan as a bizarre pig-nosed mammal eats an egg and reads a newspaper, and Sylvester Stallone as Rambo standing in the background.
Right. We needed Rambo. Rambo has to show up.
Ow. My face actually hurts from smiling. At the end of this part, the chimp from the prologue takes a large bone from Reagan and tosses it in the air, mimicking the first part of 2001: A Space Odyssey from 1968. Okay. Let me take a breath. Let me take a drink. As the bone begins to fall, there's a shift to Collins catching a falling phone, into which he states, "He won't be coming home tonight. My generation will put it right." While a caricature of Prince applies mustard, ketchup, and a bun to his own tongue and devours it.
I wondered who that was. I was Prince. Okay.
That was Prince.
Okay, yes.
And a caricature of Pete Townsend is seen playing a chord on guitar and giving a thumbs up. On the other end of the phone line is Tina Turner, Madonna, and Grace Jones, each looking into their handheld mirrors. On the verse, "We're not just making promises," the bone finally lands on top of, oh fuck, David Bowie and Bob Dylan, barely missing Mick Jagger. Reagan is then shown riding a ceratopsoid dinosaur through the streets dressed as a cowboy. Folks, I'm not done yet. As the video nears its climax, there's a periodic scene spoofing the 1985 All-Star Live Aid anthem performance of "Do They Know It's Christmas" by Band-Aid and "We Are the World" by USA for Africa. Just to share this my grade school 8th grade song, because it was that year, was We Are the World. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
Oh, it was a big hit.
There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. Guys, maybe if you don't want to be depressed right now, don't look too deep into Band-Aid and We Are the World, because that money did nothing to help Africa.
That's great.
Nothing.
Didn't it all end up in the promoters' pockets?
Not even the promoters' pocket. No, I don't even want to go there. It's just fucking depressing.
Sounds like a documentary that should be made about that.
Yeah, well, there probably was. The caricatured benefit recordings show a large group of spoof celebrities and leader puppets, including Bruce Springsteen, Tina Turner, Sting, Cliff Richard, Bette Midler, Michael Jackson. Okay. Yes, Madonna, with a second mouth in place of her navel.
I saw that.
Tell me there wasn't cocaine involved in the making of this fucking video.
I think there was a lot of
Cosby. Yes.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Queen Elizabeth II, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, Princess Diana, and Hulk Hogan singing along to the chorus of the song with Pope John Paul II playing the fucking banjo. Holy God. I swear. At the end of the video, Reagan awakens and surfaces from the pool of sweat surrounding him. Nancy at this point is wearing a snorkel. After attempting to drink from a water glass, missing his mouth and even his face, a la the movie Airplane, he fumbles for a button next to his bed. Cold War here, folks. He intends to push the one labeled nurse, but instead presses the one titled nuke, setting off a nuclear explosion. Reagan then announces, "That's one heck of a nurse," and mugs for the camera as Nancy strikes him with her snorkel.
Perfect.
The video,
story,
directed by John Lloyd and Jim Yukich, and produced by John Blair, won the short-lived Grammy Award for Best Concept Music Video during the 30th Annual Grammy Awards. The video was also nominated for a MTV Video Music Awards for Video of the Year in 1987, but lost to Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel, coincidentally, former lead vocalist of Genesis. It also made the #1 spot on The Village Voice critic Robert Chisgrau's top 10 music video in the year's and Dean list feature, and #3 on the equivalent list in the annual survey of music critics. Paz and Jop, again, losing to Sledgehammer. There you go. I can't believe I read that all off. I'm glad you had visuals to kind of make sense of this bizarre-ass, coke-fueled, allegedly bizarre-ass video.
Did you like Mr. Spock?
That was brilliant. That was freaking
This video reminds
Superman,
me,
where are you now? Yes.
like when you go to a theme park and sometimes you can get yourself painted as a caricature. This is like 3D caricatures of all these people.
Yes.
That's what this reminds me of. And it's so bizarre. I remember as a child thinking this was the most bizarre thing I'd ever seen. Like I didn't, and I loved it when they did the show I Love the 80s, and one of them says everyone was waiting for Genesis to get political.
Too many men, too many people making too many problems and not much love to go around.
But my point was, is this video really all that political? Like, what is it really trying to say?
No,
Hey,
it's not. It's further insane. And it was just a mishmash of every pop cultural character.
is it
Just
making
in
fun of
general.
Reagan, or is it showing affection to Reagan? I can't tell. I mean,
You
have
can't tell. And that's what was brilliant about it. And psychotic about it at the same time.
I do love that ending, though. That's one heck of a nurse when he hits Nuke. Because
That's one
but
heck
people
of a
forget
nurse.
that back
Yeah.
in the 80s, we were terrified the bombs were still going to start flying off.
The
I don't know
Cold
why we're
War
still not
meant
afraid of that.
absolute fear that we were going to have a nuclear war. Look, they what was it? What's his name? Mark Twain said that history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And unfortunately, we're kind of going through some of that because here we're kind of in a different kind of Cold War where, I'm sorry, if you're really paying attention to the news right now, those drones over New Jersey, there's some concern that what they actually are our drones, our government,
Right.
trying to surveil the airports and the environment around it because they're concerned about handheld nukes that have come into this country.
Oh, that would be very bad.
And I only mention that because look, it's kind of the same fear we have now that we had then. The song wasn't talking about the 80s; they were talking about today. Yeah, well, in a way, that's kind of right. That's kind of what makes it amazing because they kind of were talking about the 80s at the time, but it's kind of timeless, right?
I remember there was a redone version of the song by the metal band Disturbed, which I believe was made.
Are you making fun of me, JPRPH1? Am I slurring that bad? Just saying. No,
Yeah, released in 2005. That's when that came out, and it's kind of weird how the 2000s, that first decade was kind of a stressful decade too. But this was done with a harder edge to it, and the music video was done by McFarlane Studios, so it wasn't the.
What's funny about this is
comedic like this version was. Yes.
It's not so on the nose where you're like, if you were a Reagan fan, you were, pissed off or anything. It's like, I honestly don't know if they're making fun of Reagan or if they're like propping up Reagan. I can't tell.
Interesting.
And that's true of every character that they pastiche here. Angel Studios made a whole video where that happens. A unique kind of nuke is set off, disabling the entire electrical grid and the internet. It's called Homestead. It's also a pilot for a show.
Interesting.
I'll have to look into that because that is a big concern. This whole concept of setting off a nuke high above a city, not so much that it destroys the city. It might destroy the city, but the electromagnetic pulse would wipe out the electrical grid.
That's what happened in Dark Knight Returns to Gotham. Remember in Dark Knight Returns? I think Superman stops the nuke, but it still goes off high above, so the electric grid gets shut out.
Yeah, don't even get me started about that.
And I want to say hello to a new face in my stream, Curtis L. Jordan Jr. Welcome.
Hey, Curtis. If I didn't say hi to you, look, I'm too drunk to know if I said hi to you earlier or not, but welcome, my friend. It's good to see you.
You just came in a few minutes ago.
They weren't mocking Reagan's politics. They were mocking his physical appearance and acting. Well, yeah. So this is something that people today, if you didn't live through the 80s, you didn't really even realize this. Reagan, during the election, Reagan was running against Jimmy Carter. I'm not going to get too into this because I could very easily dive into a political screed here. But Reagan was running against Jimmy Carter, and the Jimmy Carter loyalists were what can we say against Reagan, right? Because we gotta denounce the other side in order to prop up our side. Oh, he was an actor. Well, let's beat him up for that. What was he in? He was in a film with a monkey. So we'll make fun of him about that.
So was Clint Eastwood.
Okay. Well, yeah, good point. The other problem with that is, though, that the other film that he was in that more people remembered was the Newt Rockne story. Newt Rockne, All American. That was you could think of it as the Brian song of its day. And that's what his enthusiast focused on. That's what I had never seen the film. This was prior to our obtaining the ability to see it on cable and VHS. My grandmother literally just sat me down and told me the story of the film Newt Rockne, All American. And literally, from my grandmother telling me the story, I was in friggin' tears. And I became a huge Reagan fan just from her telling me the story of that movie. So then they said, bedtime for Bonzo, right? So when it became available on VHS, I watched the movie and I'm like, this is a great movie. Why are they shitting on Reagan about this, right? The other thing they said about Reagan is, oh, he's too old. He's too old. He's I don't know, man. I don't care what his age was. He carried himself well in public appearances. Left turn, Reagan. The right turn, Clyde. I get what you're saying, Lavender Tease. Thank you. I get that. I get that reference. I got that reference.
So, anyway, but yeah,
he was a much better president than an actor. Yeah. And he was big on. He was originally a Democrat, right? And what was he's the one who famously said, "I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left me." And there's a lot of people saying that right now, right? Tulsi Gabbard and Kennedy and a lot of people leaving the Democratic Party and saying, "Sorry, guys, you've gone to the socialist. We are not socialists. We are still Americans." I have to be up in 6 hours. Oh, JVRPH1, thank you so much for hanging out with us as long as you have. I certainly understand. You can always catch us on the rerun. It's not like you need to be here live, but please, if you could, hit that thumbs up and leave a comment when you come back. That would be
I think we're nearing the end. I did want to bring up, though, that apparently Tina Turner did a cover of Addicted to Love. I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
Check that out. That might be rather good.
Let me tell you, I was a big fan of Tina Turner's in the 80s, right? What was it?
We Don't Need Another Hero.
We Don't Need Another Hero, right? Thunderdome.
Yep.
Was the movie. But as I'm listening to her and watching her music video, my mom comes in and looks and goes, "Oh, that's Tina Turner." And I'm like, "How do you know Tina Turner?" She's, "Yeah, Tina Turner and her husband did a bunch of songs in the 60s. And that's when, Rolling on a River and so on." So she says, "Rolling on a River." And I'm like, that's Creedence Clearwater Revival. She's like,
"No,
son, I got to help you out with this."
It's interesting. There's a documentary called "Gimme Shelter" about the Altamont disaster. You know, that concert. But
yeah,
it's touring. They're following the Rolling Stones around, and Tina Turner, you see her doing an opening act for the Rolling Stones in that documentary. So she was around in that time, doing stuff.
Yeah. So Samuel Proctor brings up a great quote of Reagan's. He says, "I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I will not take advantage of the youth and inexperience of my opponent." I thought that was brilliant. And that's the kind
Yeah.
of thing he did.
They showed
Everything
in the
brought
movie too.
against-
Even his opponent laughed at it. I forgot it was. Even he thought it was funny.
I still haven't seen that movie. I really need to see that movie.
You'll enjoy. And they use that this Genesis song in the movie too. Yes.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yes.
Because I lived through the 80s and I lived through the Reagan era, and I remember these quotes, and I was like, this guy, everything they use against him, he turns back on them. And that's why, look, people talk about the landslide that Trump won in this past election. It doesn't even come close to what Reagan did.
Yeah. Very popular.
Samuel Proctor, that was a classic response. It wrecked Mondale's campaign. Mondale was a pencil neck geek. He really was. He really friggin' was. Let me say. That's a great shot. That's
Phil
Collins.
They even make fun of themselves though, which I thought was funny. The band. They're even putting.
Well, no, he saw this puppet. And he was like, damn, I want you guys to do a video for us. This puppet is what inspired him to say, let's just go at this.
I want to see this British show with the puppets now.
I know, right?
I bet it was fun.
I've never seen an episode of Blue Peter. Just saying.
I don't think it was brought over here.
I saw a big clip of an episode from Blue Peter where they were doing a bit where they were talking about how you can at home as a craft make the bracelets that you see on Blake 7. I'll have to find that video and share it the next time we do a Blake 7 rewatch, which will probably be on Tuesday. Cool.
So, Land of Confusion.
Mondale was Carter's VP. What a choice. Yeah. So I am a big proponent of the whole concept of history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes, which has led me to become something of a Nostradamus among those that really know me. Mark Melnikoff, who was in the chat earlier, is always sending me emails with, news articles. Troy was right, because I predict these things based on what's happened in the past. And if you lived through the Carter administration, you know exactly what's going to happen with the Biden administration. It's not the same, but it rhymes. Just saying. See, there's Mark saying it. He's right. He was listening. He had to type it. Yes.
I'm curious, though. Did you have any other contenders for tonight that you thought of and you decided, no, it didn't go with the theme?
Well, I suggested one that we'd already done the last time around.
That was the Peter Gabriel, right? No, not Peter Gabriel. Who did Dire Straits, the Money
Dire
for Nothing.
Straits.
Another
one that used cutting edge animation, right?
Computer animation.
Early 3D animation. Yeah.
What I came close to doing Devo's Whip It, but I thought it's
good.
It had kind of the same flavor as Blinding Me with Science.
Blinding Me with Science. Yeah,
like,
you're right.
let's not do two like that.
Right.
So then I decided, why not Addicted to Love? Why not?
Biden, like Carter, but so much worse. Yeah, because the difference was at least Carter was a good human being. He was a bad politician, but he was a good human being. Biden is a street level thug.
Yeah,
just say.
But I think that wraps it up. Maybe next time.
Devo. Yes.
Maybe next
time.
We'll
talk about Devo probably on another stream. Guys, stick with us. I can't promise next week. Well, next week, I can guarantee you is not going to be about the 80s. Next week. So here was my thought, Boomer. I said I would talk about this on stream.
Yes.
To get your thought on it, but as well get the chat's input on it. Next week is my birthday. So thank you, Netter.
Yay.
So here's how it goes. We go Christmas, the following week is New Year, the following week is my birthday. That's just how it goes every year. So next week, I was thinking I may demonetize the stream so that I can, if you guys want, if you guys are crazy enough, you can drop a little financial contribution for my birthday and request either a Elvis song, a David Bowie song, or a Shirley Bassey song, which I will sing karaoke style.
Oh, I may have to take you up on that.
I've already got someone buying in on this.
We'll see. We'll get to it next week. We'll get to it next.
So you're already in on this. You're
I'm liking this idea. It's like a karaoke night. Like how many songs do you want to do though? You have to.
I'll do as many as you guys want to pay for. And I know that you have a limited amount of time next week.
Yeah.
So if you want to get the first song in, you absolutely can.
All right.
And
all right.
If you got to split, you got to split. I don't blame you in the slightest. Boomer and Netter and I, we work full-time jobs in addition to doing this YouTube thing. I think I could do a much better stream if I had all week to work on it. But right now, I still got to pay the bills. So that's just the way it goes. Let me see. Buying like so much worse. That's true. Devo. I don't. I'm missing something there. I think Life on Mars by yes, David Bowie. I will also do David Bowie because it's also his birthday. So why the specifics? Elvis Presley, David Bowie, Shirley Bassey all share a birthday with me. I share a birthday with them.
It's gonna be one of those. I got you.
So yeah, I'd be happy to do Life on Mars for you if you wanna drop a little financial contribution. I would totally be behind that. Elvis, Shirley Bassey, and David Bowie. Those are the choices. Anyone who had a birthday on that. If you can find another singer who had a birthday on that day, I will try to do their songs.
Okay, let's see. Singer.
I feel like I've already kind of gotten them all, but
January.
So that means for you,
Christy Lane.
Huh?
Christy Lane.
I have no idea who that is.
She's a country gospel singer. Anthony Gordine, Little Anthony and the Imperials.
Little Anthony and the Imperials, I know. Yeah.
Lee Jackson, bass player with the 60s British rock group The Nice.
She's got the Google Foo going. That's the thing.
You said if anyone could find.
Well, and that's up
but
to
he
you
wants
guys.
to know the songs too, so he's not singing out of tune.
Well, there is that. If you want me to do a good song, so Lavender Teas and Mark Daly, you're gonna have to tune in next week if you wanna make me sing like an organ grinder monkey. I will happily do it. I absolutely will. Bowie's my vote. Well, do you have a specific song you want me to do? Because right now, holy crap, that's $20, man. I will start the night with a David Bowie song. If you have a specific one you want me to do, let me know, and I will start working on it tomorrow. And I will work on it all week to prepare. But obviously, there are certain David Bowie songs I already know. I already have the music for Life on Mars and Dancing in the Streets and a number of other ones.
Life on Mars, he wants.
If I do Dancing in the Streets, you got to help me out with the duet.
Me?
Yeah. Can you do the Mick Jagger part?
We'll see. Good night, folks.
He's like, oh God.
JPRPH1 just said Life on Mars. That's the one he wants, okay?
I'll do Life on Mars. Absolutely. That'll be the first song I do. But that does mean, folks, well, he's already given me $20. So that pretty much pays for next week's stream. Because I'm going to have to demonetize that stream because I'm going to get hit no matter how we look at this. So thank you, John, for making that contribution, and I will start the stream with Life on Mars for you. Absolutely.
I was going to suggest this other singer until I read something about him.
Mm-hmm.
This particular singer, R&B singer, record producer, And then I saw convicted sex offender.
Oh,
Okay,
geez.
nope. Born in Chicago. It's like, nope, you're not doing that guy.
I
Is
think
it a
keeping
song
it
that
at
I
those
know?
three
Does
is
he
good.
have a hit that I
R.
know?
Kelly.
Oh, R. Kelly. Oh, I'm not doing any R. Kelly, folks. I'm
No,
not doing any R.
not.
Kelly tunes. Just saying, no matter how much. Well, maybe $100 or more, I might do an R. Kelly song, but don't expect it to be good because I don't know R. Kelly's music. But take care, John. Thank you so much. Yes, I will do Life on Mars for you next week. Absolutely. Cynthia Ervo is a January 8th birthday. Does that put Wicked songs on?
Okay.
I would be willing to do, if you really want to pay for it, I will do some of the songs from, but please try to tell me in advance so I can practice them. I know Popular, I know Defying Gravity. I don't know most of the other songs from Wicked though, so I would have a hard time otherwise. Popular, I know about Popular. Yeah, if I'm drunk enough, I can do that song. And I'll think it's good. Not requesting, just causing trouble. Okay, fair enough. I'm just saying it is within the wheelhouse of possibility. If you're willing to pay for it, I will do. I would be happy to. So I would have to do Defying Gravity, right? Because she's the one that does she's the one playing Elphaba.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always thought they were mispronouncing alphabet.
Demonetized is why I stopped making song requests. Thanks, Troy. I first ran across you doing karaoke on Latino Slant. I like it. Dude, okay. Dude, there is nothing that anyone could say that's more encouraging than I like your singing, because that is probably one of my I don't believe I sing very well. So when someone encourages me on my singing, that's a huge deal for me. So when I was on Latino Slant, one of the songs that I sang was Life on Mars. And the stream kept getting taken down while I was doing Life on Mars. Full disclosure, I didn't really know the song until the week before Latino Slant said that he was doing, I can't remember who it was. It was
a
David Bowie and somebody else songs. And I said, well, I will practice a David Bowie song. I'll practice Life on Mars.
You're supposed to do one of each artist.
Oh, that's what it was. And I listened to the song over and over and over again and learned the song specifically to sing it on Latino Slant's channel. And I was like, I thought I had gotten pretty good at it. Netter said I was pretty good, but she's biased. She tells me I'm good when I suck. But I did the song, and the stream kept getting taken down while I was singing. And I'm like, dude, am I that good? And he's like, I guess they think you're David Bowie. I'm like, wow, well, there you go. You're a singer. I'm a comedian. Okay, I will accept that. But I would like to think I'm an aspiring comedian. Troy, if you get paid to sing from Wicked, I will party that for you to not sing that. So I'll start taking bids. I can see, okay, $5, and I'm going to sing Defying Gravity. Samuel Proctor, $5.10. Okay, do I hear $5.20? $5.20. Do I hear $5.30? $5.30. That's how I'll make money next week. There we go. Oh, you actually remember that stream. Yeah, that was the last stream I think that he did where he did karaoke. So guys, next week I am counting on you. Well, honestly, in fairness, JPRPH1 at $20 is already financed next week's stream. But link is always below. Even if the stream is demonetized, you can contribute via PayPal in the link in the description below. Dear God, what have I done? No, look, Mark, you haven't committed to anything yet. If you actually put in a financial contribution and say, I want to hear you sing a song from Wicked, I will do it. Otherwise, it won't happen. No worries. No worries, my friend. Popular. I know about popular. It'll be better next week if I practice all this week. But anyway, but next week, Age of Boomer, I know you can't stay with us late, but I think we have our theme
there.
next week.
Yeah.
I will probably be doing more Elvis tunes than anything else, but let's face it, it's just my birthday to celebrate next week. Guys, if you guys want to come celebrate with us, I would super appreciate it. I will shoot out an invite to the big channels, Retro Blasting, Analog Toys, Midnight's Edge After Dark, Culture Casino. Anyone that wants to stop by can. No promises. We'll see what happens, and I'd like to think it'll be off the hook next week. I got a little bit tipsy tonight. I will get super ripped next week. Super ripped next week.
Is that like a warning, or is that you saying?
It's a warning and a promise, depending on who I'm talking.
Can I finish my sentence?
Yes.
Is that a warning, or does that mean that the more you drink, the better you think you're going to sound?
Yeah, that's true. The drunker I get, the better I think I sound. The more you will laugh.
Which makes me think of that one Family Guy episode where, I think it was Family Guy, where Lois and Peter were
getting high, and they thought they were singing so good, and then you hear it from other people's point of view, and it's like,
Yes.
Mark Daly says, I'm going to ask for an Elvis, but I don't know which one yet. Yeah, I need to drink to do karaoke. Look, so Mark, you're new here. You wouldn't have heard these stories. Netter and I met at a Star Trek convention. Our first date was to a karaoke bar. She introduced me to karaoke. She and a friend of hers introduced me to karaoke. I think the first song I did was B-52's Love Shack, if I'm not mistaken.
That was
I did not know the effing song. They're like, just do your best,
Where like you're pretty much just reading with.
And I'm literally and now sing, and I'm like, if you see a faded sign at the side of the road, and her friend is like, that's perfect, and I'm like, that sounds like shit. I'm just talking,
baby.
And then I heard the song a week later, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's basically Love Shack. I basically did it.
Yeah, because we told him it was more or less just saying the words. You don't have to actually like sing a melody.
Yeah, so they introduced me to karaoke, and the more I drank, the more I sang, and the more brave I got. Yeah, I need to be drunk to do karaoke too. Yeah, no, that's fair. I want to start with a drink in me just because it loosens the vocal cords. I have zero inhibitions. I am Mr. Out There, Mr. Extrovert. But it does help the vocal cords to loosen up a bit. Thank you so much, Lady Miss. Sing something now, Troy. Okay.
Yeah, he's loose, all right.
All right. Let me see. If I'm going to do a song, I'm going to have to pull up the music. Give me a second here. Look, she gave me $5. I got to do it.
Do it, and then we wrap up.
You have to work tomorrow?
Yeah, okay. You can just sing the song for Lady Miss. Sing the song.
So yeah, I mean she paid for it, right?
Yes.
So give me a second. Friday night music. Where is it? Oh no, it's I gotta find my music. Raw material, music. Music. Karaoke.
Music of the night.
No, I'm not doing that one. I'm not that drunk. I don't have to do a specific birthday song, so how about this one? I'm going to do a Dean Martin tune for you because it's not my birthday yet, so I'm not doing a birthday. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta put this on over the air. So, Boomer, I'm going to have to put you on mute until the song is over.
That's fine.
Give me a second here. Where are you? Where are you, Boomer? Let me put you on mute for a second. And then I can go on speaker for a moment. Damn it. I'm too drunk to know what the hell I'm doing. And this is for you, lady. I'm going to have to cut this out of the video later on. Dream when you're feeling blue. Dream, that's the thing to do. Just watch the smoke rings rise in the air. You'll find your share of memories there. So dream when the day is through. Dream, and they might come true. Things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream, dream.
I give you soda. Drink soda.
Drink soda.
Your vocal cords are already loose. You don't need any more.
Things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream, dream.
It's your fault, Lady Mist.
She's not wrong. Let me take the speakers off so I can bring Boomer back in. Hello? There we go. There we go.
That was lovely.
Was it?
It was lovely.
What did Lady Mist say?
Were there any dogs howling in your neighborhood just a minute ago? I'm kidding.
No, because they're all asleep right now.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. See, super job. Thank you. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to cut that out of the out of the because I'm gonna get struck for that later on. There's no doubt about that.
All right.
Thank you so much. JPRPH1 says thanks, and we do need to start wrapping this up. So, Age of Boomer,
yes.
what do we got going on tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, it's going to be
on her channel.
It's on Netter's channel. It is going to be
another musical. Fame, I'm gonna live forever.
That's right, with Coco.
I'm gonna learn how to fly.
With the creeper in the
I feel
apartment
it
with Coco.
coming together.
Honey,
Yeah, I know. Right.
Boomer's got to work tomorrow.
I know. Holy crap, Mark Daly for next week.
Dude.
You're the devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are. Devil in disguise. I already have the music for that one, Mark Daly. Yes. Netter, can you make a note for me? Because I will need to remember to do that.
Okay.
That will be... Well, Mark, I got to watch for you. You got to be in the chat for me to sing that. Well, no, I guess not, because I could do it at any point. If you're not there next week, you could always catch it on the rerun, right? But fair enough. Oh, thank you, Mark Daly. That's an incredible. I hope I can earn that $20. I'm not sure it'll be that good, but I'll do my best. I will absolutely do my best.
Which one are you doing of Bowie for JPRPH1?
Life on Mars.
Life on Mars. Okay.
Life on Mars for JPRPH1. Devil in Disguise for Mark Daly. And
Boomer, what's the one you wanted?
Huh? I'm going to do Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
You will do Mr. Kiss. That would be awesome.
No, you'll do it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to look that one up then.
Was it Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
It's Shirley Bassey. I'll email it to you.
Shirley
okay?
Bassey.
Yes.
Yeah, please do, because I'll need to.
I'll send you a donation. You can do Mr. Kiss.
I'll need a week to practice that one because I don't know that one. But good deep dive to pull Shirley Bassey on me. Yes. I was surprised that I would think someone would have requested like Goldfinger or whatever.
No. We're doing Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It was the song that was supposed to be used for Thunderball, but then they went with Thunderball by Tom Jones.
Interesting. Yes. That's I'll look into it. Well, that would have been 3 Shirley Bassey songs that have been done for James Bond? That would have been interesting.
Yeah, she was popular.
Yeah. Good. Already looking forward to next week, let me tell you.
Yeah, you just bought another handle.
And thank you again, Mark Daly. That's just I'm already ready for that. That song, let's face it, that song I know that song, no problem. I'll be on time next week, and happy birthday. Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much, my friend. And so tomorrow, Fame, 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netter's Network. The way the rewatches work here on our channels are we provide you a link to Cosme so that you can watch the film along with us in case you don't have your own copy. But most of these films are so good, you probably want to get your own copy of them. Let's face it. So that's tomorrow night. Sunday, of course, if you guys were tuned in to Deleted Scenes last night, he told you everything he's doing this weekend. So, Western cinema and unscripted and so forth. But at 8 Central, what are we talking about on your channel on Sunday, Age of Boomer?
We are going to be talking about some more stuff about the upcoming Gunverse, including a Clayface movie.
Okay. There we go. So that's what we'll be doing on Sunday.
And also stuff going public domain. And apparently the Robert Pattinson Batman sequel has been postponed again. So it'll be 5 years at minimum between that and the original. Okay, anyway, we'll talk about that on Sunday.
Absolutely. Monday is Monday Night of the Movie right here on my channel, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. I don't remember if I chose a movie. But, we're always doing a movie on Monday night, so come check it out. It's always a good time. Tuesday night, looks like we are getting back to a regular schedule now that we're in the new year. So live from Sparkwood and 21 over on Deleted Scenes channel. I got to get back to you, Deleted Scenes, on what I've got planned. I'm too foggy-headed to figure it out right now. We'll get it figured out before Tuesday. And then after that, 9:30 Central, 10. I got the hiccups. Excuse me, guys. 10:30 Eastern. The episode of Black 7 we were supposed to watch a couple weeks back when Cosme was giving us some troubles. We're starting the new season, second season of Blake 7, and we will pick up with the cliffhanger from the end of season 1. So that's Tuesday. Thursday, Netter, you have a reschedule on this Thursday.
Ego, Left Eye Ego is going to be my guest. He had to cancel yesterday because he had a family emergency. The family member is doing okay now, so he will be back on next week.
Lejonis Dragonstorm, haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much. Yes, please share out the link, smash the like. Even if you're not here to watch live, I think this was a pretty good stream that's worth watching, in Memorex. There's nothing wrong with that. And caught up with family stuff earlier, catching the replay of this when time allows. Fair enough, Lester. Thank you so much. Always for your support. And Tim Hayes, if you were here commenting earlier and I didn't see you, I apologize. But welcome to the stream, and you can always catch up, like I said. But amen. So that's Thursday, and then next Friday, of course, I've already told you it's my birthday. So I'm going to be singing. If you there's enough crazy people that have already started paying for next week to get me to sing songs. It will be a demonetized stream. So yeah, I am counting on your patronage. If you want to hear a song by an artist who was born on January 8th, I'm all for it. I'm all in on that. So, and thank you so much, Ladonis Dragonstorm. Thank you so much. That's all I got. Boomer, did I miss anything in my drunken haze?
I don't believe so.
Fair enough.
If we missed anything, we will do another recap on Geeky Easters. But tune into Netter's Network tomorrow for Fame. Yes.
And speaking of Netter's Network, you want to take us out, sweetheart?
I can.
I can call her sweetheart because I'm married.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I call everybody else sweetie.
That's fair.
Because they're my sweeties.
That's fair.
We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping the comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you know you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys and we appreciate you so very much. And you can be anywhere right now and you're here.
Yep.
And that means so much. You guys are so encouraging, so supportive. I mean, you guys are Osmo. You really are. So thank you for being here. Thank you for encouraging us so very much. Thank you for the many, many ways that you support us on our channels and support each other.
Yep.
And until next time, which will be over on my channel. Well, there's probably deleted scene stuff before that, but later on in the evening on my channel, we will be watching the movie Fame, and the Cosme link will be made available to everyone. Until then, good night and God bless.
Absolutely. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody. You guys are so encouraging. You guys literally are the reason that I keep doing this. I got to bring it up because I can't. I'm playing trombone here. I can't read the tiny little letters. Still the best way to kick off weekend. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. So thank you everyone for coming out. All of you guys that sponsored the stream. Space Fraggle, Orville Nation a bunch of times actually. JPRPH1, Lady Mist, and Mark Daly. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. If you want to be a producer on the stream, you absolutely can become a member. And if you are already a member, watch for your names in these closing credits. Take care, and I will see you next week. Unless you don't want to hear me sing, then I understand if you don't show up. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.